November the 8th, 2021. Optic Gaming and Envy merge in one of the biggest events in esports history, and becoming one single franchise in the Call of Duty League. 4 starting spots, 8 players to choose from. They put together a super team of Scump, Dashi, Shotzi, and Illy. The newly named Optic Texas would start out at the very top, and some fans predicted this team to become a dynasty. But little did they know, this would be their last ever championship. So where did it all go wrong? This is the story of Optic Texas. Prior to the merger, both Optic Chicago and Dallas Empire, owned by Envy, finished the 2021 season winless. But Optic Texas was still one of the best teams on paper. Scump was aging like a fine wine, Dashi regaining his MVP form from 2019, Shotzi had yet another all-star season, and Illy's in-game leadership was not going unnoticed. But still, they weren't the best team in the game going into Call of Duty Vanguard. That title belongs to Atlanta FaZe, the team who took 4 out of the 6 majors home in the previous season, including the World Championship. There seems no end in sight to their dominance. They went flawless in the qualifiers again for Major 1. Optic though took more time to get settled in the new game, only managing 3 wins, 2 losses in the first stint. This meant they had to face Atlanta FaZe in Winners Round 2 of the first major, in Texas at Optic's own stadium. Optic did have the hometown support, but it still wasn't going to be easy.
Let's do this. Let's get it going, Texas! Let's go! Merc and Maven, take it away!
I'm trying to help 10, I'm trying to help 10.
I'm 10.
Yo, then we flip. Yo, flip.
Okay, I got
one shot.
Go.
Yo, he's back to us. He's in.
Yeah.
Yo, take your time, wait.
Let's go, I'm freaking.
Everyone cut down in front, and FaZe will strike first. Completely unfazed by the crowd and the opposition. They're on the board.
They love it. Yeah, they're working the flank, but there's just so many corners to check. And I mean, Atlanta FaZe are all over this bomb. They're actually trying to do what they can.
He just got another.
He is
Zip 8 in a row. Looking for the final one. He's knife out. And they just dominate.
A slow start from Optic meant that FaZe took the first 2 maps and were ready to complete the sweep. Confidence in the FaZe camp was sky high, and aBeZy even decided to rub salt in the wounds. Were Optic really about to be embarrassed in front of their home fans?
He's got eyes on, but ambitious shots, just trying to finish it. It's one of the tougher kills in the game, but he's able to gun sell. Very similar.
And this is not an easy map with the auto.
It doesn't matter what he has, Joe. It's 9 in a row. Too strong, and now the fans getting back into it as the glide bomb
in. Big one.
And Zip bye-bye.
All of his gunfights, Dashi and Illy, and there we go. Map 4 coming up.
But Optic refused to give up, no matter how hopeless it seemed. A stellar performance from Dashi as usual in control stopped the bleeding, but they still needed 2 more maps to come out with the victory.
He's all by himself, and Scump is taking over.
He's 18
Another
and
5 spree.
18 and 5 as the king looks to leave his mark. It's simple. Trying to deal with the bodies on the point. They're still inside. Now just 10 needed, and Scump, are you joking? 33 up, spotting out his face. Map 5, here we go.
Scump then stepped up when his team needed him the most. The veteran took charge, led his team into the final map of the series with all the momentum.
Map 5. Shotzi. He's on a tree. And there's the first blood, and that's a big one. Get aBeZy out of it. Because he could be an early round Reaper. Gonna try and need it out for info as he wraps back towards his squad. We're working toward this site, but it's Shotzi making play after play after play! Shotzi!
Oh, give it to the ace.
There's the ace for Shotzi! Round 1 to Optic. A little bit nervous right now. It's on
to the bomb. I don't know. It is so close.
Got it. I don't
know. We gotta go to the bomb.
So.
Show the bomb.
Show me the bomb.
Show me the bomb.
Wait, no. Did he get it? Done. It's done. It's done. Optic with the reverse sweep.
Optic had done it. completing the reverse sweep over the reigning world champions to book their spot in the winners final. And Dashi let FaZe know the championship was now within touching distance. But as Optic awaited their opponent in the grand final, there stood Atlanta FaZe, coming back for revenge. This time though, a best of 9, and taking 5 maps off FaZe is a completely different story to just 3. Could Optic get it done?
Stumps around back, you make it to the hill, but it's a teammate that takes them down. Illy though, trying to make up for it. With the pistol! The super soaker! Oh my God! The 360s for the kid! Optic! And that is it! That is fact number 1. Got the automaton, so they're ready for these outer lanes, and you see what the game plan is. Optic, they've got some outer lanes covered.
And they're going to try to find something. Shots, he's got to check it, but that is absolutely unbelievable. He jumps off it just the last second, less than 30 now to play with. They've got no idea. Dashi flies forward. Was the information passed? Can Scump get it every time? It's a 2. No, now it's a 1v3. They stuck the bomb at the very beginning of the plant. It's a try, but it's another one. I don't believe what we're seeing. There's 20 seconds left. You've held back FaZe the whole time. FaZe looking to make it happen, but they can't buy a kill. We've got 10 seconds. FaZe have not managed to kill a single member. No one's going down. Have Optic done it? They've done it. What a round of control that was. Last time I'm easy, and it's Illy. Brings him down. Sim now in the fight. Illy gets it again! That's kill number 6 now for Illy. Over to the King, taking on the Youngbloods. There's 10 seconds left in this point. Optic can win it here. They can close it out right here, right now. And it is another hard point. Towards A, but you have to get going now. Oh my God, the wall bang from Cell. Straight through the wall, straight through the door frame, straight into Dashi. Over to Scum, can't get it done. Atlanta FaZe. What a dominant performance from them. Can history repeat itself? Optic finding the trades. Oh, Shotzi somehow gets in. And just like that, Optic hold the line. Spawners from Optic trying to make it happen. It's the 4th time the charm. Sip trying to make it happen. The kills are there. Optic hold the line. Clock opens up again. Here comes Abizi as the king of the helm. Optic, hold the line! In that round 4, 3 remaining members of Optic have to now contend with the full might of FaZe. But Shotzi! What was that angle? The bomb doesn't get planted! Scumpy flies in! Shotzi on the outside! Abizi the last one up! And it's Dashi!
Victory at last for Optic. A 3-year gap between Scump and Dashi's last major victory at Vegas 2018, and they were both there to rebuild the green wall brick by brick. Following the Major 1 victory, Optic continued to cause destruction whenever they played. LA Thieves, Florida Mutineers, Seattle Surge, LA Gorillas, and Atlanta FaZe yet again. The series win streak was now up to 12, with 14 straight map wins in control, smashing the existing CDL record. The last time we saw this level of dominance from Optic was during the Dynasty days, and fans were preparing themselves for yet another unforgettable season, until disaster struck. On the 1st of May, Coach Rambo confirmed that Illy was out of the team due to a thumb injury. The injury supposedly began in April at Major 2 when Optic crashed out in top 6. To go from 12 straight wins to losing to lesser opponents such as the Florida Mutineers, fans now had an idea of why the collapse had occurred. It was on to the substitute life for Optic Texas while Illy healed up. But despite this sudden change, Optic was still dominating most rosters. Illy had played the first series of the Pro-Am Classic, but the injury was not healing as quickly as expected, and General came back in. An impressive run with Jordan General followed, where again they defeated FaZe.
He's worried about the flank, the pistol's gonna hit, it's damage to everybody, but there's 8.5 on the clock, there's not enough time to go, and Optic get it done in shocking fashion. Unbelievable.
A testament to how dominant the other three were in Vanguard though, and the strength of the system that Illy had helped implement. Optic then dropped General for Prolute, whose similar playstyle to Illy was effective online, but the third major of the season showed just how important Illy's leadership was when it came to LAN. The team could only manage top 6. While this was happening, Illy was supposedly playing in secret during this healing process. Whether he had permission to play from the doctor remains unclear, but his teammates seemed to have no idea of this and were surprised to say the very least.
Wait, just playing, bro?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
What?
Is he actually?
I knew it. Dude, I knew it, bro.
I mean, if he sees that, Ray is going to be tweaking.
Nobody can deny Illy's immense passion for Call of Duty, but this seemed a big risk not only for himself, but also for his teammates. Heading into the fourth and final major qualifier cycle of the season, Optic announced that Illy would be making his official return to the starting lineup. However, this was only made possible due to a temporary fix, and Illy was still not fully healed. As the team got used to playing with Illy yet again, Scump indicated Optic were at a disadvantage in this period compared to their rivals, only able to play one series per day of practice as Illy's hand was still causing issues. Then disaster struck yet again. Prolute was seen flying back to Dallas to replace Illy another time, and Zuma made it clear, from his own experience with hand issues, the cortisone shot Illy had may have been a mistake. Prolute played the first 2 qualifiers, which Optic lost, before Illy was finally able to return for good, with barely 5 weeks of practice until the World Championship. They could only beat the Paris Legion out of their 5 matches, forcing a losers bracket start at Major 4. 1 loss and they were out.
He has been the hero for his squad all season long. An outstanding career. And for the first time, he will not see a COD champ.
They then won 2 further series to secure top 4, their best placing since Major 1. Standing in their way was none other than Atlanta FaZe, who were yet to defeat Optic all season long. But FaZe were too strong for Optic this time around, with Texas back to square one yet again. At this point, all hope was lost for Optic Texas to win the big one. The constant uncertainty around Illy's health had frustrated Scump, Shotzi and Dashi, and their early season passion seemed to have dropped away. But a ring is still a ring, and anything was possible.
Wins it, and Dashi now last alive.
Last man up, and Dashi's now doing the ring of Rosie around the outside. 20 seconds. You've got to play this perfectly. You have to take care of Dashi. 15 seconds. Onto the bomb you now go. And he's looking at streaks. Is this player going to make the play? Are they going to dive onto this one? Or instead, are they going to try to stick it out? And Dashi clutches up. Cammy, the coverage, the guardian angel from up high.
There's the pick, 3v3, and you got Scump, by the way. He is playing the A site. A lot of action all over the map.
Guns up, tags are in, here comes Shotzi! Opening kill, looking towards the bump side immediately, but you've got numbers now here, no more things to throw, except for your gunny, Illy, last man up, Cammy, can he get the job done?
In a back and forth affair, Optic took down Toronto Ultra in Game 5. Dashi and Scump finally scoring a big win over the European boys after suffering so much heartbreak in the previous season. Up next was LA Thieves, the winners of the previous major.
Even close. No, not even close. The Galen Center starting to light up. Pressure on, and you may as well have thrown in the towel an hour ago. That was perfection from the LA Thieves. I have no words. Absolutely blow this round wide open. Send the Thieves into control. Drives it out, biding time. Here comes Kenny. In from behind, gets his second. Scump, last man alive. He's fighting. Scump is down. The Thieves are up by 2. The final 20 seconds of the series. He might kill them all. My God. It is an absolute massacre. It's the final 20 seconds now upon us. The final 10. Ticking away, 2 lives left for Optic. Dashi fighting tooth and nail, kills are there. Scump, it all comes down to you. It is an unprecedented unprecedented victory for the LA Thieves.
Optic were thoroughly outclassed. LA Thieves had spent countless weeks practicing hard to perfect the meta, and it was paying off. The polar opposite to Optic's on and off practice due to the Illy situation. Scump later even admitted that Illy had told the team during this series that his thumb was still causing serious problems.
To hear that it was painful for him again, I knew that it was just going to be difficult, for him and for us in the series, because, if you can't aim left, that's half of the gunfights that you're going to be in, and he said that every time that it happened, it would feel like it was just really strained and really tight.
Could Optic possibly regain?
2v2, 5 seconds, you have to get on a point if you're Optic. You gotta slide on in, Dashy with the stun, Scump, the perfect timing, one last player! It's all gonna be under Brad, a 1v2! Oh, they light up for Brad! You have got to be kidding me! They had the perfect teamwork established! From Seattle, calling series. They can win it here as well. Optic Texas are gonna have to try and contest. Mac again will deliver! Unbelievable stuff out of McKenzie, as now Seattle are within 5 seconds. Go. Optic Texas, they at least have to jump in for a second, but they will not!
It seemed fitting that Optic's last game of the season would end in such heartbreaking fashion. A 2v1 situation in map 3 to put the team in the driver's seat was fumbled, and Optic failed to regain composure for map 4. An anticlimactic end to the season with such an incredible beginning. The potential of this roster was off the charts, but unfortunate circumstances cut their potential short. As the whole community anticipated whether Optic would stick together or not, they soon got their answer. On the 17th of August 2022, Optic announced the departure of Illy and Dashy. This looked to be the final nail in the coffin for Optic Texas. But just a day later, Optic announced their official roster for Modern Warfare 2 with the exact same team. Following behind-the-scenes discussions with Shotzi, and even formal, Scump and team had changed their minds, inviting Dashy and Illy to run it back for Scump's final season. Rambo made it clear that out-of-game problems once again raised issues around Dashy, a lack of commitment arguably sparked by the Illy drama. It seemed that Illy was being removed as well due to the understandable liability, but Optic had changed their minds. They were considering fielding a team of Cammy, Hydra, Scump and Shotzi, but the decision to run it back was popular with fans at the time. Dashy especially, one of the most talented players to ever play COD, was part of the Optic family, having joined back in 2018. But it was clear that this roster was on its last legs. One slip up and it was over. With an early season start in December, Optic were expected to come out hot, as they always do at the start of titles. However, an early coaches poll put Optic 7th in the rankings, and a 2-2 qualifier record did nothing to dispel concerns of many fans. Major 1 in Raleigh was another Pro-Am event, with Optic needing to win 2 before they lost 2 series to advance from their group.
That's going to be Shotzi. Shotzi's going to find the first blood.
That's popped out.
And now he's going to try to make a play, and that forces Havoc hand. Now it's a 4-on-2.
It's a 1 for a moment. Can't hit it. Shotzi, though, again, his second in the round. Into the toilet he goes, where he's trying to toss the Mutineers roster. 2 rounds to go. Not going to happen. Put to bed.
Mustering a remarkable Game 5 Round 11 win against arch nemesis Florida, before then getting bodied by Toronto Ultra, they only had to beat Florida again to advance.
He's going to get the plant. It's still a 1v1. Illy caught it! Uh-oh! There's a little bit of extra love. They're flying through mid. Here comes the hit now. Illy's got eyes on. Spots 1. Spots 2. Information there. Vehicle with a little bit of damage. Dashy's still upstairs. Able to make something happen here. The pinch is on. Here comes the final moments. Illy's got to go big and win this fight. Brack again. And it's done! We have witnessed a breakdown. The Florida Mutineers clutch it up in round 11. For Optic here in these majors, 20 seconds. Illy has got to do something so astounding. Will he check the corner for Brack? Is Brack going to read it? He does!
Illy shot bodies during Map 2 S&D, Optic threw a 5-2 lead, and then went down in Game 5, falling at the first hurdle with a team that was expected to make Championship Sunday without much issue. It seemed the internal chemistry had finally hit breaking point, with rumours circulating that Dashi was finally gone. For all his talent and raw ability, only delivering 2 championships in 4 years with out-of-game baggage to boot just wasn't going to cut it any longer.